Oh, is it?
He had a preset already.
Facebook
Oh, did
for
he?
sure.
Okay, I want to check the YouTube.
I'll look right now.
Oh, thank you. Wait, hold on one second. He's checking to make sure it's running on YouTube.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, that needs to run on YouTube.
You know the
I don't know any of that stuff. I'm gonna text him right now. Because I
Oh,
gotta
wait.
make. Oh, is it?
Looks like it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Cool. Yeah, whenever you want to rock and roll, my man. One thing. Okay. Are we doing it now? Are we queuing? Are we live now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to know these things. Hey,
We've
so-
been live for a minute.
Oh, I saw about that, guys. I didn't know that we're live. We're working some things out right now because we're working on getting this bigger studio going right now, and we're breaking ground on that. So, hey, I'm Rich Ortiz, your host of The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. We're simply knocking out the competition. Remember, The Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. There's a lot of imitations out there, a lot of counterfeits going out there, but the original itself is the Kick-Ass Podcast for a reason. We got a great show for you tonight. As you know, in studio, we got our guests, Mr. Big Al Gonzalez, who's going to be competing in San Jose, California very soon at the biggest platform of his career. I'm going to let my man tell the story, but I got to introduce Co Escovedo, UFC veteran. Co, you got a new haircut, huh?
I did.
I like it, man. It's working for
I
you.
had to spring for a haircut. I had an interview last night, so I had to spring for a haircut.
How did that go? Without
I don't know.
detail.
I haven't heard back yet. It was for like an overnight job, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. So I went last night because
Okay.
it's for like a 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. job.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll call you between like 7 and 8 in the morning." Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And I was like, "Okay, cool." Hear nothing.
Hear nothing.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's just discouraging. That's all. But yeah,
It is, man. But you know what? What we talked about earlier, just briefly, you kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm kind of interested. I mean, it's out there. Go get it.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
we'll get into detail about that.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Talking about going and getting it. Big Al Gonzalez. First of all, congratulations, my man,
Thank you very much. I
to a
appreciate
beautiful
it.
baby.
Again, my baby. Yeah.
That's
my
right,
son,
man.
my
I mean,
newborn son.
we were scheduled for you last week, and
Oh, yeah.
literally on the way, you said, Rich, the water just
Water broke.
blasted. It just boom.
Yeah, it did. My lady's water broke, and my son, Levi Giovanni Gonzalez,
Ooh,
my
that's
newborn.
right.
He's like 11 days old. Yep, I'm excited. I'm thankful. God is
Yeah.
good, and a lot of blessings in my life right now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, since those blessings, man, share the blessings, man. Reach out
Yeah.
and anoint a brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
all good. I'm happy for you. And see how
Appreciate
successful the Fighter's Voice is. Not only did you get the victory, not only did you get the man's dream to have a bouncing baby boy, future UFC champion of the world, but also Bellator.
Yeah,
And that slipped
Bellator,
out because I'm going to
man.
let you tell
Yeah.
it, but still, that opportunity right there.
Yeah.
And talk about opportunity. The last time someone had an opportunity that was on the show
Uh-huh.
was Andy Reese Jr., who is now the heavyweight champion of the
champion,
world. So I'm
yeah.
going to let you tell that story. Tell us about that phone call that you received.
Actually, one of the guys, his name is JT, and he's out of San Jose. I believe he's a promoter, matchmaker.
Right, okay.
And he was there at the fights, so he saw me get my first round finish. And 2 days later, he reached out to my wrestling coach, and they were talking, and he wanted to put me on the Bellator fight card. And Bellator is announcing it as the biggest fight card of their career, of the year. And I'm excited, man. God is good, hard work, baby.
And just to be a part of that. Cole, tell us, what's that phone call like? You've been on the other end of that phone call. How much of an impact is it for a young fighter?
It could be really exciting at first, and then after the excitement kind of fades and the nerves kind of kick in about the stage jump that you're going to make. Well, you tell guys all the time it's the same job, just a different location, but it's different. It's just the production values are different, the way they move, the professionalism backstage, where they expect you, when they expect you, how things move and flow. It's different. Combate is a pretty good example of that, and then to take another jump up. It's just going to expose him to a lot of different opportunities. Mostly opportunities is really what the big picture is there. It's just another fight, but the level of opportunities that it's going to afford you is, magnified.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't got to tell you, I mean, win, lose, or draw, if you show up and perform, you will get that call.
No, I hear you. Yep.
Continuing. But let's talk about that opportunity you have in front of you, my man. Did you ever expect it this soon? I know you dreamed about it. I know you've talked about it.
Nah, I actually, it was pretty quick. I thought I was gonna get a little break before my next fight, and like opportunity, man. You know what I mean? And they reached out to me. They want me to fight, so of course I'm gonna jump on it. I'm super excited. I feel real blessed, and I'm just ready to take on this opportunity. And I've always, and like you said, I've always had it in my mind that this is what I wanted to do, and just to get that call, man, I can tell you my body's sore right now. I've been on Hell Week and training as hard as I could possibly push my body to, because I want to make this happen.
That must have been one hell of a week. You get that victory in your hometown.
And the baby.
Bouncing baby boy. Bellator. A big, and you know what? San Jose is like the platform for Bellator in California.
Yeah, it's Bellator is definitely. You know if it's going to be one fight or?
Yeah, they got me for it's I was replacing some of his opponent because some of his opponent had pulled out, and they had
There you go.
I was a good replacement for it. So this is only one fight. Combate, they want to sign me a 4-fight contract deal, and 3 of
Those
those
options.
fights consist in Fresno, and which is great for me. And the last fight that I fought 3 weeks ago, and I highly appreciate the both of you guys, man. You guys showed me a lot of love and support out there, and big thumbs up. Fighter's voice, man.
So when
Okay,
they want you to sign for the 4, they want you to be exclusive just for them, or?
Yeah, they kind of didn't really. They weren't really wanting me to fight for Bellator, but I'm pretty sure that I want to fight for Combate. So I'm gonna go get my hand raised in Bellator, and then be back with Combate, because not only are they offering me fights to fight in my hometown.
Yeah.
They're also helping me out. They're looking out for me and my best interests. I really like the promotion, the company, the people who run it. It was electrifying, my last fight, and I'm just excited, man. There's so many blessings that are coming my way, and I'm just trying to stay humble and grind hard and give glory. God is good.
See, here's where I'd have to be.
Amen.
I'd have to be a little objective. I'm probably going to piss off Aframowitz, to be honest, because when you fight for Bellator, if you win, they're going to talk to you, if not that day, within the week, about signing you for a multi-fight contract. Here's the catch, and I always tell young fighters this: when you sign for contracts, especially the UFC, maybe even Bellator, it's probably hard to kind of get around that.
Yeah.
But they can use you actively. If they're going to sign you, like say Combate, for example, Mike, don't kill me, I'm just being objective, that if they sign you up for multi-fights and they don't want you fighting for anybody else, it should be stipulated in your contract. Take note, young guys. Should be stipulated in your contract that they have to offer you X amount of fights within a time period. Because they're only, to my understanding, they're only going to be planning for Fresno shows like 3 times a year. Like they're going to do November, I think, is their next one. And then you got December, January, February. We probably won't see them again until February or March.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, that's a lot of downtime. That's like 3 months of downtime. You can't pay the bills that way. So just bear that in mind. Know that, it's good. So a lot of guys, they just kind of get deer in the headlights when somebody says, hey, we're going to offer you like a multi-fight contract. Cool. How often am I going to get those fights? Because if I'm not hurt after my last one, I expect to fight within 2 months. At one point in my career, for like a good year and a half, I fought like almost every other month. And that's just kind of how you have to do it. If you're not hurt, you should be fighting.
Yeah.
The risk is if they offer you a contract, or even Bellator did it and said, hey, when we're going to do Cali shows, we're going to have you on. Well, they may only do 1 or 2 more Cali shows in the year. They may only do 1. So you got to kind of know that it's a multi-fight, but you really want to stipulate and look out for yourself and make sure that you know how long those fights are going to be over. If I'm not hurt and CSAC clears me after the fight, I want to fight before, by January.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they say, oh, well, we're not doing a Fresno until then, okay, cool. Well, then I'm not going to sign, because all they're going to do, you're basically shelving yourself.
I hear you.
you're restricting yourself. You already said it that they didn't
My
want you
coaches were
fighting
just
for
talking
Bellator.
about little details like that inside the fight contract when I
Mhm.
sign it to make sure that those are, you know what I mean, or like if UFC contender they want to pick, they want me to fight for them, you know what I mean? To
Yeah,
be
like
able
you
to
should
go over-
have a stipulation that says at
Yeah.
some point if I'm offered a contract with, and be specific, say if the UFC Contender
Yeah.
Series offers me a slot,
Uh-huh.
I want to be allowed to take it. I don't want to breach my contract with you guys, but I want to be able to take that opportunity because you may not. I'm not saying you'll lose, but there's always a chance that maybe you lose that fight in the Contender Series or something,
Yeah.
and they're like,
No, I hear
okay,
you.
cool, you're on your own still, but you've got a contract still, so you can still get fights. So there's a lot of ins and outs that you got to watch out for because when
Yeah.
they lock up guys, they want to lock you up so that you're not fighting for anybody else. And again, Mikey, don't kill me. They just don't. It's business. They want to lock you up so that they can hold on to their assets
I
because
hear you.
remember. It's in your benefit too, because if they're offering you a contract, they see potential in you.
Yeah.
They see that you're an investment worth taking. But you
Yeah.
got to remember that you're an investment. You just don't want to be a shelved investment.
Welcome to the business
you.
side of MMA.
Yeah,
no,
it's-
I hear
it's
you.
dangerous,
And I know they
man.
want to work with me. In the last fight, when I was walking into the octagon, the commentators announced it that the promotion has received the highest ticket gross, which meaning I sold the most tickets in the history of the promotion.
Oh, nice. That's a good
That's
bargaining
great.
chip. Those
Yeah,
are numbers that
is.
you
That's some
Yeah.
leverage there.
keep. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly.
That's some leverage. There's
payout
there's a
leverage.
couple things. If you ever need some legal advice, Miles
Miles
Harris,
Harris.
Oh yeah.
my man, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and plug that for him.
Miles Harris, dude, he is by far one of the most dangerous lawyers I think I've ever met. And I mean dangerous in the sense that he'll strut into the room expecting an acquittal or a not guilty. And if he doesn't get it, I'll be surprised because
Yeah.
that's just what he strives his business on. So, I mean, if you're in serious trouble, you got a DUI, drug charges, weapon charges, child custody. That's a big thing too lately is guys not being able to get the right representation and then
Yes.
being stuck with not being able to see their kid because
That's-
somebody wants to play games. And that's
exactly how I felt.
just, that's hard.
We
So
I talked to him. He's cool, man. I like him a lot. He wants to buy 2 shirts. I gotta go take him 2 shirts.
that
Well,
Miles is
there you
definitely a
go.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
he's
you can
good.
hand deliver him to a guy like Miles, I would
Yeah.
hand deliver them to a
And
guys
he-
like Miles.
Yeah.
He'd appreciate that. He was there at the fight.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
he reached out to
absolutely.
me, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, I don't know what, Richie, when you were mentioning him and
Yeah.
you were basically telling me I should go talk
Yeah.
to him about having a lawyer, he reached out to me. I didn't know he was at the fight, but he
Yeah.
he told me, good
Yeah.
luck. I mean,
Yeah.
good job. That was
Yeah.
a good night.
No,
you
he was
know?
there.
Yeah, get down.
He was there. Hey, he represents
wants
the
two of
fight.
my shirts, so
he represents
yeah.
the fighter's voice, man,
Get
and
down.
he don't just sell wolf tickets. He's there.
Yeah.
And he enjoys the sport.
And I saw his. I did some research on him, and he's up there in as a lawyer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He
Yeah.
actually he even has his own walkout music that he listens to in the car before he walks in the courtroom
Nah.
because he needs that strut, he needs that confidence, he says, Richard, when I walk in the courthouse, that is my cage, that is my ring, and I don't lose.
Get down.
Yeah,
That's how
it.
he has to treat it.
no,
Talking good.
exactly.
Yeah, because your
Business
walkout
competition.
music will really
Yeah.
pump you up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah,
He
yeah.
let us hear it one time. It's
Right.
it's pretty colorful, man. Yeah, it's something like all I do is win to that effect. You know?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, no, that
but he
sounds
mixed
about
it up
right.
with some other stuff that was pretty colorful.
No, that sounds about right for Miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just got to remember, like those ticket sales and things like that.
Yeah.
Those are all negotiating tactics. Like you got to remember that's the kind of stuff needs to be in writing, like ahead of time. Like before you sign, it's got to say how often you're going to get to fight. Because I mean, realistically, if I was
a year and a
fighting
half, it said 18 months.
within those 3 fights,
4 fights.
4 fights. Okay,
Yeah.
so you figure that's about every 3 months.
Which I'm pretty sure that if I'm not injured, I'm gonna want to fight again.
And that's the thing
In
is,
the meantime,
I would look into a stipulation that states that it's not just Cali fights, not just Fresno. I mean, at that point, they might go, okay, well, we're not looking to fly people out of state yet
Yeah.
and this and that. So I would lean more on those points of, hey, if I get offered a fight from, let's say, A and B,
Yeah.
keep it real short and simple, like Bellator, UFC contender, or just UFC. Like, keep
Yeah.
it to those short lists and say, look, if I get offered a fight with these guys, I want to be able to take it. That doesn't mean I want out of the contract, but I want to be able to take it. And the problem is, if you do good there, then those guys are going to be like, hey, we need to, are you signed with anybody else? Okay, we need to talk to them in their PR
Work
group
that
or
out.
whatever because we need to get you out of it.
and it's crazy the way the game is too, because it can just go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
real
Mhm.
quick. Because my last fight before this one, I came up short. I lost a decision.
Yeah.
And this one, I got kind of like a highlight reel, maybe.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I finished
yeah, you
dude.
did.
Yeah, and then
And you
now
turned him
I'm
over
fighting for
because it
Bellator.
didn't look too well in the very beginning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean,
He's a
he
strong
mounted.
dude.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
trying to take
He
it
was
to
trying
you.
to give me,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was, and that's
Yeah.
part of the sport.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
100% part of the sport. So you
Yeah,
just
no,
got to
for
remember
sure.
that as long as you got somebody that's worrying about the business aspect of it for you, you just have to know, because you don't
No, I
want
hear
to
you.
you don't want to be sitting on the shelf for like 3 months going, I'm healthy. These guys called me twice asking if I want to fight for them, and I had to tell
Yeah.
them no. Like, that's money out of your pocket.
And anytime soon, like if I would get even an offer to go fight for the UFC, like I would wait on it. Honestly, I want to put my you know what I mean, experience.
bring your
on.
best.
I
Yeah,
wanna bring
absolutely.
my best, and I want to make this really happen. A lot of people, they get that call and they're just like, oh man, I might never get this call again. But
And that's
I
a
know.
risky
Yeah.
reality too.
hard work,
Yeah.
man, hard work. I'm gonna make it happen as long as I, you know what I mean, keep striving for this. Keep
You
keep it
may
up.
be a good fighter to sit down with him and pick his brain a little bit, because he goes from different organizations, and I'm talking about J.C. Lomas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's fighting bare knuckle,
Yeah.
and he has that flexibility, and he's out there.
Yeah.
He's out there. I mean, fishing. He's trying to make it happen as well. So
No, he's pretty active. He tries to do lots of different things. His gym, the
yeah.
fights.
Well, I'm talking
self-promotes
about
pretty well.
being called for different organizations, different
Yeah.
events to fight. So
Dude looks super calm in the back. Getting ready to go out there.
Oh, I mean,
Super
and-
calm.
and that's very dangerous.
That's
because
experience.
yes, well,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. When I say dangerous, is because his opponent should be worried, because I'm not even worried about you. I did the homework. I'm confident. It's
Yeah.
just time to go do what I do,
Yeah.
and he did.
And I hear you.
But
yeah.
from day one, we were talking, and I will talk about him. I like the statement he said. He said the welterweights, because my opponent has, I'm going to give him two options. He could either tap out or get knocked out. One of the two. He goes, I'm a nice guy. And he was dead serious.
Options.
He meant it. Yeah, he
He
did.
kept showing his jiu-jitsu sign during
Yeah.
the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
But when they first met each other in the middle, he was throwing them.
Yeah, dude. 100% of fights start on their feet.
Yeah.
Try to knock you out, and if I can't
So
knock
he
you
was
out, then
making
you
it
go.
seem like I'm on a jiu-jitsu. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He kept pointing at his jiu-jitsu.
Oh, he's playing mind games. He's
And then he
he's
went
a
in
veteran
there
of the
and
game.
started banging on him.
He's a veteran of the
Yeah.
game, man, and
Yeah.
he's doing well.
Dude, I'm telling you, the mind games start at weigh-ins. Hell, they start before weigh-ins.
100.
well,
100. Right when we see each other. Right when we look at each other.
And you know what? I just want to say something real quick. See you getting this call because somebody got hurt.
Yeah.
Co Escovedo got plenty of phone calls because fighters got hurt. Okay. If any of you commentators, ring announcers, or post-fight interview guys get a sore throat, give me a call. Okay, I will go anywhere, and once I grab
That's
that
right.
mic, I can guarantee you I am not giving it back.
That's right.
Plain and simple. Period. So, being that said, yes, that's exactly the way it should go
That's
down.
probably what they're afraid of, man. They're afraid, I don't call him, do I lose my job?
Hey man, just stay that. Give me that shot, man. Hey, Rich, I got a sore throat, and where are we at? Okay, we're the fighters. Let's go.
Right,
Let's
right.
rock it. Let's
Yeah,
rock and
once
roll.
you get into a
Sounds
rhythm,
good.
man, it becomes easier as time goes on
Hey,
because you
man.
know like a checklist of what you need to do. I need to go get the
Absolutely.
names. I need to make pronunciations are
absolutely.
right. Speaking of make sure it's right, what do you know about the opponent that you're filling in to fight?
I know that he is. This is his professional debut.
Okay.
He's been wrestling his entire life. He says.
What camp's he out of?
He fights out of. Oh man, I forgot where he was at.
Bay Area guy or?
Yeah, Hayward.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming out of Hayward. He's his amateur record is 1-1. He only had 2 amateur fights, and
And this is his pro debut.
this is his pro debut.
Now, see, when you hear records like that and then they get pro, it's like, I really only think Camo requires like 2 fights. Like, you see a lot of consistency of that, like they're 2-0 and it's their pro debut, and you look up,
Yeah.
they've only got like two or three amateur fights.
Well, we all
Good
know
luck.
they need to stay in existence.
It makes
So,
me
feel
so
comfortable.
they're
I'm
going to
comfortable with
promote
it.
that as much as possible.
You know,
before.
still-
we don't want to let our guys go.
No.
Keep it coming. So
Yeah, they don't want to cut them loose. Well, because they
Yeah.
make money off of it. They make licensing fees, all that stuff.
Absolutely, man.
So wrestling, you said you've been doing wrestling a lot. So we're going to be working on our sprawl.
Oh man, like crazy. My body is killing me right now. I got my cousin Greg. I've been working with him. He's a Fresno State wrestler. He has a full scholarship to Fresno State for wrestling. And today he brought his buddy who wrestles, and I've been having good work.
I'd say one of the better drills you should be practicing on is let the guy take you down,
Mm-hmm.
and then work on getting right back to your feet. Not submitting, not
We didn't do that
sweeps,
today,
just how
but
to
we
make
did that
space,
the
get
other
your
day.
legs back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that'll make him real frustrated. If all he can do is take you down, and he can't do anything.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yep.
Hey, Cole, real quick. When they come out for combate, they either have an American flag or a Mexican flag. My man had the Fresno State Bulldogs flag. Just boom,
Fresno,
boom,
baby.
right here all day long. Like, go get
Hey,
on down.
You know, you can't have a town fight in your hometown.
Hey,
and
man,
and
I
not
like that
represent.
though. I like that,
Yeah.
and he did to the fullest.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
what
man,
that's where the
you-
ticket sales go.
You're gonna trip out my next fight.
There was cheers. There was barking in the crowd. They were making it happen, man.
That's it's
Fresno, baby.
part of having a fight in
Hey,
Fresno. They're an
I
exciting
like
crowd.
the following.
Turning negatives into positives, though. That's one of my main keys.
Yep,
Fresno, baby. Go Dogs.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
All day long, man.
they're gonna be ripping that red flag in San Jose, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. One thing I noticed about the fight, the first, I would say about maybe 30 seconds, man, you loaded up on that right hand. That was the go home punch.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to get
because
him.
you came out the cage and boom,
Yeah.
big right hand.
I was trying to
you
be
committed,
real
you
calm,
committed
and
to
then
it
when
too.
I do blow up, I'm gonna explode.
Yeah, you committed to it too. And I
Yeah.
was going, oh, okay, that could have been an early night.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Only
glad
gotta
you,
connect
hey,
with
you,
him.
sent, you sent a message too.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm asking, what did he tell you after the fight? Because leading up, I mean, he just wouldn't stop chirping, even during the
Oh, yeah.
square off when the referee was giving last minute instructions.
You want to what? He tried so hard to get in my head would mess with him because he can't get in my head. This dude was mugging me from afar from when I first came in and turned in the tickets. This dude was just staring at me, and I'm walking by and he's just like mugging me. So I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up?" He's right there with his lady and he had his kids right there. But the way he was looking at me was like, "What's up?" And he walked up to me and he has his hand out. He's like, "Hey, let's save it for the cage." I was like, that's what we are gonna do, but you been mugging me the whole time.
Yeah, go make up your mind.
Yeah.
And-
You might try to
long
look-
story short, I ended up getting this dude pissed off, and he even said it before we came out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the little interview they had of both me and him, and it
Yeah,
showed the
yeah,
weigh-ins.
he was chirping.
He was saying he was like, I'm mad. He gets me angry. And then when they were interviewing me, I said I can tell he's in a fight out of anger.
Yeah, and when you do that, you're fighting yourself.
Yeah.
You're no longer fighting your
So
opponent.
I already knew I'm gonna get this dude mentally, and I'm gonna break him physically. And when I seen him across the kids, I'm like, yeah, I got him. I just gotta be
What did he
smart.
tell you afterwards?
He showed love. He gave me respect. You mean
That's
he,
good.
He just said, "Oh, he said you're a tough fucking youngster. You're a tough motherfucking youngster." I was like, "So."
That's what's up.
already know.
I remember that, and the first thing you asked is, "Hey, water. You needed some water."
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
that.
man.
I remember that.
Thirsty.
Cause I wonder what I was thinking. We're getting ready to go into the second round.
Yeah.
But when I seen dude covering up, and I tagged him a couple times, and I was like, man, I gotta give it everything I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what I think the fight got stopped at 4 minutes and 53 seconds. So 7 more seconds, the fight would have been called.
Yeah.
So when I was on top, I'm like, I'm gonna give this fool everything I got. So
Yeah.
with all
Gotta
my might,
scare
I
the
was
ref,
finna-
man.
I must have punched him like 20 times. Not all touched him, but all together in a combination, I'm throwing like 20.
And that's very smart too. I mean, the
Yeah.
ref has no choice but to check with him. If he's not defending himself or
Yeah.
responding
And
well, then
he-
it's a wrap.
Yeah, and Mike Laurie, that's a good referee. I like him a lot. I was super excited him being in
Yeah.
and being in there. He was screaming at him, "Defend yourself." He's like, "Work, you gotta work.
Yeah.
Javier, I'm gonna stop the fight. You better work." He ain't working, so
Yeah.
stop.
I'll give him the
You
opportunity.
got to respond. You got to give a thumbs up. You got to move. You got to punch
Yeah.
back. You got to do
Yeah,
something,
and
man.
you know what? He was also saying that when I was on my back.
Yeah.
You gotta work. You gotta work. So I'm working. I ain't getting started the fight.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, you can take it the way you want to. I've
Yeah.
spoken to some fighters. When they hear it and they're still coherent, they see it as ambition and motivation. Like you're kind of rooting for me, so I am,
Yeah.
instead of a negative way.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I
and,
hear you.
and when I heard this fighter make that statement, I'm thinking, where during the fight do you break that down? I mean, it's the middle of a fight, man. Do you have to break everything down? You know what I mean? To understand exactly what the referee is saying.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Right
man.
when I turned him over, I told him it's my turn.
So I know you said you're sore, man. So how's this training camp going?
Oh man, I really I'm reaching the peak of how man I've been training so hard.
Yeah.
God is good, man. The only thing I can tell you is expect fireworks and tune in September 7th, San Jose Bellator MMA. I'm putting it down for Fresno, California, baby. God is good, hard work.
That's
Yeah,
right,
is it
man.
going to be a prelim fight or a main card?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a prelim. It's my first fight with Bellator. I heard I was gonna be the first fight, but Compate, my first fight with Compate, they said I was gonna be the first fight of the night, and then I sold so much tickets, they pushed me out to the 8th fight of the night. So
Yeah.
right when I got there, me and Coach Manning were getting ready to warm up and go out there and fight. They came up to the corner and they're like, "Gonzalez," and I was like, "What's up?" And they were telling me that your fight got pushed out to the 8th fight of the night. And I was like, I said, why? I thought I was fighting first. They said, you sold a lot of tickets, man. They want to keep your crowd for
That's smart.
You know what I mean?
That's very
and
smart.
I just reached out to JT, the guy who got me into Bellator.
Yeah.
I reached out to him and told him, hey, bro, I sold all those 52 tickets you sold me. I need another stack.
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully I sell a good amount of tickets where they don't put me like right on the low undercard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to get more up there when the crowd's there. You know what I mean? Hopefully 50's right there and the crowd's watching me because I'm going to come
Yeah.
out to a 50 Cent song. He ain't the only one that's been shot 9 times.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go, man.
Did they give you tickets to sell for the Bellator fight?
Yeah, they gave me 52 tickets. And I
Was it
sold,
gone already?
Oh, man.
not people hand me the money already and I hand them the tickets, but they're like, hey, wait, I got 4, throw those to the side for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I already got, they're
Okay.
already
The
sold.
more tickets for
Okay,
out of town, the better.
You already know what I'm looping on Instagram, right? I hope 50's there. He's not the only one who's been shot 9 times. And we're going to put that on. I'm going to load that up.
Yeah,
That
that's
quote.
right.
Boom.
Saying, baby. Yeah.
You're not the only one that's been shot
I-
9 times. I like
yeah.
it. You kept it real, man.
Okay, I didn't even
Turn,
wanna say
turn
it,
a
but I'm gonna
negative
say
to a
it.
positive.
I'm coming out with a bulletproof vest on.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, man. There you
Yeah.
go. Hey.
Gotta
Yeah.
market yourself.
Exactly.
You got to brand. You
just
have to
like
brand.
I came out with the Fresno State flag. People
Yeah.
see that like, what the hell? What's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Caught my eye.
And now when they want to do some research on me, man, I came through a ugly part of my life. You know what I mean? I carry myself humble, but I want to let it be known. And me as a fighter, that's my job to get out there as a fighter. You know what I mean? I want to promote myself and I want to make this dream happen. You know what I mean? When people just research my story, man, I've been shot 9 times, in and out of trouble. I came down the rough path. I'm trying to inspire and motivate others, and anything is possible if you put your mind to it. You know what I mean? No matter what. God's good.
Gotta be careful though, man. You don't end up like Shevchenko's last opponent. She came out to weigh-ins or something with a bulletproof vest on.
Did she really?
She got fucking head clipped.
Fuck.
You gotta be careful. That's
it
all.
happens. It happened, and I know personally. Even right before I went out there and fought, I put on there on my Facebook. I made
Yeah.
a post. As a fighter, you never know what can happen. It only takes one touch.
Yeah.
But
It
I'm
really
gonna go out
does.
there and give it all I got. And
If you
Fresno,
get touched, you
baby,
get
yeah.
touched, man. That's all that
Yeah.
happens. Because you don't want to not. So many guys are afraid to engage at a certain stage in the fight because they're afraid of that scenario. If you don't, you might have missed that window of putting that guy away. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
When you speak your mind truly, you are that person.
Exactly.
You are that statement. And
Exactly.
compared to, oh yeah, I'll slam dunk. No, okay. I'm talking when you say it truly.
I'm a slam dunk.
And yes, exactly. You become that product. And it's almost, I don't want to say an added pressure, but you confess on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Now go do it,
And
go live it, go make it happen.
It kind of is the added pressure too, because even when I was in the bad time in
Yeah.
my fight, I just kept thinking about how much I let it be known that this is my fight, no matter what. You know what I mean? So I just couldn't quit. I couldn't give up. And there's always that opportunity: quit, give up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Curl up like a turtle in a ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's dudes who quit before they even get in there. They're just looking for the easy out.
Yeah, I just.
So
saw
I've
that.
run a couple.
What
couple
is
of
it?
them.
What is it? The crowd, the event, or man, they start
the
second
opponent.
guessing themselves?
Second guessing themselves. They're just looking for a paycheck. Like some of them, they'll just be like, once the dotted sign and they've made weight, they don't give a shit whether they win or lose.
Look
They're just
for an
like,
easy way
yeah,
out.
like I'm getting money no matter what.
They'll try to go for it for a little bit, but right when you push them to that limit,
Yeah.
they'll croak.
I mean, that's why, like, I really think promotions should kind of change the way they do payouts. So many of them just
Yeah.
do like, oh, it's 3 and 3. I mean, there's no real incentive there. You're already paying them a decent amount just to
Yeah.
show up and make weight. Now, it should be a little more different to where it's like, okay, you're gonna get 6,000 if you win, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be 2 and 4, or 15 and whatever. That way, there's, it's like, hey, if you just show up and make weight, that's all you're gonna get. You need to try to win a fight. And then
Yeah.
there could be stipulations in it like, you lost, but it was a decision. 'Cause that way it's at the discretion of the promoter
Yeah.
to pay you more. You won't get paid less, but like if you went out there and just did 3 rounds of just barn burner, they may be able to go
Or put up a good account of
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, they say
Yeah.
we're going to double your show money, so you're going to get
Yeah.
3,000. Even though you lost, we're going to give you 3,000 instead because you did just a good job. Now, the UFC does something similar where I know a lot of people are disputing about the pay and stuff, but they'll send, like, I got a check in the mail like 3 weeks later after one of my fights, just with a thank you saying, hey, that was a good fight, thank you. Thanks
that
for going
right?
out. Yeah, thanks for going out and doing your job. Like, I lost, but Shelby and the UFC, they just sent me a letter. I said, hey, I got another check in the mail. I've already been paid. I don't know if there's maybe an accounting problem or something. I don't want to cash this and find out that, hey, we sent you that by accident. He goes, no, that's for you. You had a 3-round burner. We appreciate you doing your job. Like, people love it. And, that's why I'm saying you get guys like Clay Guida that just have like 3-fight losing streaks, but they're so goddamn exciting that they don't care. They want excitement.
He brings. I mean, you talk to him. His explanation is, "What do you mean I lost?"
Yeah.
I mean, he brings it. I got no more to bring, man. What
Exactly.
Do you mean? I don't know what
he
you
puts
saw.
it all out there, dude.
Yeah.
Clay Guida is just born in the wrong century. That's really all.
No. He is. I mean, you can easily put him in a movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, walking on all fours and just freaking knocking
Yeah, I know,
people out.
right?
No, really, you can.
Planet of the Apes.
No, you didn't.
Dude, he's a caveman, bro. He just doesn't know how to, he doesn't know how to quit. He doesn't know how to be beat. He will do whatever.
Yeah.
And as long as
And
you're
take
doing
whatever.
that, yeah, and as long as you're doing that, they'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll be like, "Hey, we need you to win a fight." But they try to match you
I don't
up
got
with
time to
guys.
block.
Yeah, like they'll match you up with guys that, like, if you show up and do your job, you should beat this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be, realistically, you should go semi-fight, test. Semi-fight, test. That should be the rankings of this. It's like, if you show up to work, you should be able to beat this guy. And if not, maybe you're not here then.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different angles, but it's a weird thing when contracts and phone calls happen.
Hey, man. I heard you make a statement that you're selling shirts. So,
Oh, yeah.
if fans want to buy them, how do they get in contact with you?
They could reach out to me on my Instagram, Big Al 559, or they can hit me up on my Facebook, Albert Big Al Gonzalez. Any fans or anybody who wants a T-shirt or buy or get some tickets, check me out.
Can they get a ticket for the Bellator and a shirt combo? Can we get like a Mickey D's combo going on?
I haven't did that yet, but I'm gonna make that happen. And also, I'm gonna be doing a raffle pretty soon, giving away a ticket that I gotta pay out of my money, a poster, Bellator poster with me on it, and a T-shirt also. So I'm gonna way I
Nice.
can get out there more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spread it. Tag three people.
I don't ask for much, but a poster that says "To the Fighter's Voice" we can hang up in the studio right here.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool, man. I mean,
Good
it's
wall merch.
forever there. Yeah, because I've never asked. We've had a lot. We've had the who's who on
And
the
I got
show.
one in my car. I'll bring it.
And yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
good. Because I do want to say this before I get off track. Mike Efremowitz likes you.
No, I do. I know he does.
No, he
And I
likes
like him a
you
lot, too.
beyond. Okay, I like this guy. No, he likes you.
I can hear it in his voice
Yeah.
when he was talking to me. I was just like, man, I feel blessed. And I even told him, I always knew this moment was gonna come.
Yeah.
And now, I forgot to tell you that too. The 4-fight contract consists of 1 fight in Spain.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
nice, man.
That's
a game
cool.
changer, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
He said out of state, but he pinpointed and he said with his mouth, Spain.
What's the date on that, roughly?
He didn't say the date. He didn't tell me the
Man.
date.
See,
But
the
I'm
Fighter's Voice got
super
to go on
excited for that.
location and shoot a documentary.
Yeah.
Man, going into
100.
Spain. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll think about that. We got to create a budget somewhere
That would
somehow.
be dope, huh?
That'd be nice.
A little travel budget.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, I mean,
Boom.
realistically, if Mikey,
Yeah.
if they want to have us be like maybe their official commentating team for
Yeah.
that trip, we can do that because it's going to be in another country.
Absolutely.
We could be the English commentators for them because when they're
Absolutely.
doing it in the States, they're focusing more on the Univision and Telemundo focused demographics, so they have their Spanish speaking guys. We could have just the American guys
Absolutely.
over there so people can watch and listen. So, but that's pretty cool. Now, see, that's what I
That'd be
mean. Like,
dope.
Yeah.
one of those 4 fights is an out of country fight.
Yeah.
You
Man.
gotta remember, man, they want to lock you up. Now, I know Mike likes you,
No, I hear you, I
but
hear
man,
you.
when he looks at you, homie just sees dollar signs.
I
Like
hear you.
he
I
sees
hear
a
you.
It's
great
your
fighter,
size.
a brander,
Hey, but wanna
an
what?
investment.
I see the same thing when I look at him. too.
Exactly.
And you need to see it that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Symbiotic. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly.
You can
Yeah.
you can both grow your brand. And they can help you grow. That's why the UFC does it. They give you such promotion ability. They
Yeah.
give you this huge promotion machine where they're like, hey, all we got to do is we're going to give you all these tools. You just have to give us something to promote.
Yeah.
And that's all you got to do. Any guy who goes in, I mean, this isn't like watching that movie, The Fighter, where he wins and he's just all, okay, let me out. That might be cool if you're just knocking dudes out and that's just been how you are your whole career. It's just like, Al's never done a post-fight interview. He's never got excited in the cage. He finishes you, raises his hand, walks out.
Yeah.
Like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. But if you just are just boring and you're not exciting, you're not marketable, they're gonna be like, he's a good fighter and all, but we can't sell him.
Yeah.
And that's what sells
Yeah.
TV spots. That's what sells ratings. That's what sells all that stuff. Because they're like, if they can't sell you, you're a product to them.
See, JC Lomas is boring. He's too shy. He gets camera shy. He doesn't want to talk to the mic. No, that's totally
I was
opposite.
gonna say, are we talking about the
opposite.
JC Llamas?
I say that because he is a promoter's dream.
He is. He really is.
He doesn't stop. No, whatever event he's competing in, wherever he is at, the fire's burning. Even outside of practice, even outside of working out and what have you. Constantly, the business side, that's all him, 100%.
Yeah.
When's his fight in bare knuckle?
September
Yeah.
21st, I think.
Yeah.
21st.
Late
Yeah.
21st. Yeah, that'll be a new venture for him. And dude, some of them
We got to
bare
get
knuckle fights, man.
we got to get Richard
brutal.
Goodman in here before
We do.
before the fight.
Rich.
I want to talk to him.
We gotta
about
get
that.
Chelsea. We gotta pick a brain about this.
That's the Texas guy,
Yeah, he
right?
reached out. So, but we got to make sure he has the right voices lined up there.
That's the see how everybody knows him. That's the Tachi guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how everybody
yeah,
knows
yeah,
him.
he
he's
is.
cool. He
Yeah,
shows love.
matchmaker.
He shows love. He's cool.
No, he loves what he's doing,
Yeah.
and he's good at what he's
And
doing.
he's definitely moved. I wouldn't say that Tachi is a step down, but he's definitely moved up as far as the expectation of him to deliver and get these fighters in and make sure they're branding and marketing. He's picking the right fighters for this because this is their first show, so they can't just pick guys that are just going
They
to
have a
show
show
up.
coming up soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their inaugural show is coming up.
No, who are you asking?
For the Richard Goodman, he got the show coming up.
Well, he's the matchmaker for Fowler.
For
Yeah.
Tachi too, huh?
No, Tachi is no longer, to my
No.
understanding.
And
doing
I was
fights.
about to say something. Sometimes your car outgrows the garage that it's in, because maybe
Yeah.
you change the rims, or maybe you want to upgrade, because you want to drive faster than what the speedometer says. You're ready to.
He definitely felt restricted.
You used everything, the power windows, the spare tire, the hydraulics, whatever the case is, and now he gets to get pushed and utilize his talents at the
he
highest
was,
platform.
And with all respect to Tachi and,
Yeah,
and the decision
absolutely.
there, he was probably just feeling restricted because they worked on a budget, and he was held by the budget in which they were offering. So
Right.
you couldn't really pull a lot of big names.
But again, you got to understand this too. Fighters aren't the only ones that get promoted, that get the call to the big show. So going into that, the businessmen, the referees, we
Yep.
talk about Mark Lowry. If he gets a call from UFC, what, he's going to not go? Absolutely, he's going to go make it
absolutely.
happen. So I'm happy for Richard too, and it takes a lot of balls to make that decision and go for it.
It is because you're stuck in this point of, do I stall out here and just wait, or do
Yeah.
I take an opportunity? And that's what it was, an opportunity. He's really making the most of it.
But I am looking forward to Taji Pellet's fights returning,
I would
especially
like to see him.
when they got cage side commentators, from the Fighter's Voice, making it happen right
I would
there.
like to see him, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't hold my breath.
Well,
I don't see them doing it anytime soon. I've been wondering that same question.
Yeah, I was gonna get on the last card, and I heard it got canceled or something. I told Richard Goodman, we were talking to me before.
Yeah, it was going to be in last November, right?
Yeah,
It was the same day of a Stockton show.
Yep,
I think so,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are a lot of strategic things that went on that day.
But at the same time, it's not a regular venue. It's not like
No.
the Honda Center or the HP Pavilion in
No.
San Jose. It's a casino. And when you're working on a budget, if you're not generating the same revenue of the budget you're investing,
Yeah.
it's a loss at that point. And that's not that it gets rich. It's just you can only get so many fighters on a
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a payout too. Speaking of the payout, man, I mean, the Fighter's Voice, man, it's just, it's so fun, Cole, because when these fighters, when they reach out to you, before it was like, okay, who should we book? Who should we? And now you're kind of trying to balance everything out.
Now, who should we book?
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. Who you put in on what events coming up and how it's going. And our next guest coming up right now, I don't know exactly, but I believe he's doing some meal prepping. He's doing some workouts. He's opening up a gym.
Got
and
some vlogging going
yeah,
on.
He
Yeah,
has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and he'll be fighting for a certain promotion in Fresno in September sometime.
And I seen
And,
boy throw hands too, and that boy
yeah,
quick.
he does have hands.
Yeah.
September's a
he
busy
did.
month.
September's a bigger.
September's a
month,
busy
yeah.
month, man.
No, it is.
There's lots going on.
There's a lot
For me,
going
it
on
is,
right
yeah.
now. A lot going on. Well, man, I want to make sure you covered everything. Is there anything on your chest right now? Anything you needed to let all the fans know, the viewers, the listeners? Because I know, I mean, you're in the middle of training camp, and to
Yeah.
break that and to come on the show, man, I'm flattered. We're honored to have you.
And with my newborn, just tune in, guys. Fresno, California. I'm putting it down, man. I fight San Jose September 7th, Bellator MMA. Check me out, man. I want to give a big shout out to my coach, Manny Mata, and
That's right. What's
my
up,
other
Manny?
my other coach, Archie Tovar. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well,
Yeah.
stay seated here, man, because I want you to show some love when Enon comes in. Go ahead, Enon.
yeah,
We're running the
for
show
sure.
raw today.
He's jumping on next, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but just chill right here, man.
All right.
Remember, if you
Shoot,
get a
don't give up the
shirt,
hot seat just yet.
All right.
My
Get
man's
his-
gonna come and earn it right now.
get as many shirts into the hands of ticket buyers as you can. You want that visual representation at the
Go ahead and
fights.
walk on.
I hear you.
Yeah.
What's up,
What
boy?
up, Enoch? How we doing, sir? How we doing?
What's up, champ? What up, man?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You already
Yeah.
know. What's up, big baby? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
You know Big Al?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Posted a picture today of both you guys chilling, man.
Yeah, boys with bees.
At the Visalia. Cool
Yeah.
dude, man.
Hell
you
yeah,
guys gotta get
hell
training,
yeah.
man. You guys gotta get training together. It's
No,
always
for sure. We
always
already
good to
talking
train
about that.
together.
No, I
Yup.
told him
Yeah.
because we just opened up a new gym, me and my
Mhm.
coach. So I told him, like, hey, bro. whenever
Come
you
on
come
in, get some
down,
sessions
let's
in.
Down,
Some
talking
of
Yeah.
this is Bellator stuff, and I'm like, man, that's like an inspiration, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no, I feel it,
I
bro.
salute you throughout
Hell
all
yeah,
your
man. I
hard
highly
work.
appreciate it, homie. Yup, yup.
I'm
I
right
saw your
behind
last
you, bro.
fight too, bro. When you won that belt, bro, you was skills, boy.
I'm right behind you,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
hell
that's-
yeah.
That's like motivation right
Yeah,
there.
and my old training partner, he's doing his thing now. He's getting ready to be a correctional officer. Domingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He was
always
at the
talking.
gym.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
is that
at the
right?
gym helping us out, putting up
Man.
all the stuff on the wall and stuff. But
Get
same-
down.
I'm
Yeah,
in
he's
the
always
same-
talking good about you. Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, correctional officer. as
Is that
well, bro.
right? Talking
Yeah.
good, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
Hey, man, the only thing missing from this conversation is a beer right now.
A beer and another chair, man.
Yeah, a beer
That's all
and
we
another
missing.
chair, my man.
Yeah.
But no, man, hey, appreciate having you
Man,
on
I
here,
highly
man.
appreciate the both of you
No,
guys. Thank you very
anytime,
much.
Remember,
anytime.
San Jose,
Yes.
Bellator,
Yep, September 7th.
September 7th.
Big thumbs
Yeah.
up for Fighter's Voice.
That's
If
right.
you haven't
Thumbs
got
up
your
for
tickets
Richie,
yet,
yeah.
hit up our boy Big
Yeah.
Al. He's got an
Yeah.
Instagram. He's got a Facebook. If you need tickets or shirts,
Holla
hit
at
him
him.
up. Go make the drive. It's a 2-hour drive to represent some Valley guys,
Yeah,
man. It's
baby.
really
And
not
I'm gonna
that
have a
bad.
big old get together after the fight, so everybody's gonna go to a big old house that my boy he rented. I think it's like 8 bedroom,
Nice.
4
Wow.
bathroom, and
Party time.
it's
There
it's
you
party
go.
time.
There
Yeah,
you
so
go.
I'm gonna have everybody go over there. Yup.
I like
Thank you
it.
very much. I highly
Yeah,
appreciate you guys.
I got you, man.
Hell
Win,
yeah.
lose, or draw, you're standing tall.
Yeah,
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Keep us posted. Let us know, man. We're gonna want to hear it.
I like that raw footage right there on the Fighter's Voice. The show started off raw right there, and I like that. It was raw, and it is what it is. No editing today, my man.
Raw dog, no iron sights.
No, all right, Big Al, number love, baby. Thank you. Mr. Enoch, what's up, my man? I'm not even gonna try to chop up that last name again, man.
What's going on, y'all?
Man,
Good to
got
be
some
here.
catching up to do, man. I've been watching you just explode, man, on the internet, on YouTube, Instagram, and training, and you're looking fit.
Man.
Got some good size on you.
I'm trying to get a little stronger. I'm not trying to get big,
Yeah.
Like I told my man Cole, I was like, I'm trying to get to that 35 cut,
Oh, okay.
But
That's right.
just getting stronger, you know what I'm saying? But I got a long way to go. I'm just steady being humble, being down to earth to be great with anything I do, with this fighting stuff, with this YouTube stuff, That's my goal. I just want to be great. I just want to be humble. And that's why I try to show some of my subscribers, like, you can go far when you become humble, but you need motivation to take you far. So that's what I try to do with some of my videos. I have a little laughter stuff up in there, my workout videos, a couple of things with nutrition. So that's what I try to give my people
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel. But when I fight,
Well, what is that YouTube channel, man?
On my YouTube channel? Oh, yeah, most definitely. It is Nock. It's spelled N-O-C-K, The Humble Beast. And
That's
yeah,
right.
just great content, good entertainment, laughter, just something I could just.
I was entertained. I was
Yeah, man.
watching some of the stuff. Man, you got
Appreciate
some
that.
acting skills right now. You're in the right place. Actually, KP, he's on location shooting something right now because KP is a stuntman. He's an actor, director, etc. And he definitely needs to. You and him need to chop it up sometime.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Cause like when my man Cole, my first time like on the podcast, and he was telling me like, "Yo, you need to make a YouTube channel," and he been in the game, he
Yeah.
been in the UFC game.
Absolutely.
And I just took that and ran with it. And I
Good.
appreciate everything.
And
that
it's gone,
that
yeah.
you
It's
told me.
got some
And
legs on it.
Yeah.
Both of y'all, when I post a video up saying that I got a video out, y'all repost it. That's love, and I really appreciate that y'all just getting me out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what
So-
we do here, man.
It's tricky coming up with content, huh?
Oh yeah,
it's
most
challenging.
definitely, most definitely though.
That creative mind, man.
Yeah.
You just
Especially
got to
when you're
remember,
sleeping.
just everything Enoch is the easiest way to brand. It should just be
Yeah.
a self-branded video like, here's how I meal prep. Here's what I meal prep.
Yep.
Here's what my training's like. Like, you can even dull it out in just baby drips, just little bits here and there. Just a little bit each day they go with Enoch, just so you can get an idea of what
Keep
your world's like.
Enoching, but you can't come in.
Yeah, man, see?
I like that.
There you
I
go.
like that.
But no, it's
Make it
good. You
happen.
just got to get it's just more exposure. It's another
Yeah.
brand. It's another outlet. It's something for you to get your face out there and stuff.
Yeah, that's my goal, and like, I'm just trying to build a lot of relationship with people because
That's it.
I did a photo shoot, and some of the guys.
I saw that, man.
Yeah, I did a photo shoot, and they hit me, and one of the guys, he liked my energy. He just said I was a humble guy. Shout out to the guys that did my photo shoot, and he hit me up, was like, hey, man, I like your story. I want to do a documentary on you. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning of my life to where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
That's a blessing, man.
you know what I'm saying? That's an opportunity so I could get some
I
started.
saw that post. He
You
was
know
saying
what I'm
something
saying?
about he's been wanting to do a project for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think you'd be perfect
And
for
I'm
it.
like, just people, I don't know. Like I said it like long time when I came, my second time with the belt, and I said it's a blessing to come here to California. It's been
Yeah.
a blessing to me ever since I got here. People out here is just cool, you know what I'm saying? I love the vibe, you know? And I just show my hard work and my energy and my humbleness, and people really feed off that, and I love it, you know? So
Bobby, who is the owner of Mad Production Entertainment, right? And I kind of felt this happening, but he saw it and he just started spitting it out and saying it. I mean, and I say this and I'm being humble, but every time an athlete or whoever a guest comes on the Fighter's Voice, man, their career explodes. I mean, it just takes off. Opportunities, man. Because honestly, if you know my story, I haven't really shared it with everybody there, but this show is blessed, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
It really is. And when I see guests that have come on our podcast excel and explode, I mean, I felt like I'm part of it. I'm a part of your
Oh, yeah.
victory. I'm a
Most
part
definitely.
of your Instagram, a part of your YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I truly, I feel personally like, oh, I'm a part of that.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Like, I'm going to share his stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure, hey, have you seen Enoch? Have you seen, and I feel good about that.
Yeah, because I swear, if I never came on this podcast, when Cole told me to start it, or start like promoting my stuff, I probably would never, be in a position with 200, almost 250 subscribers off of 1 month. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
That's
That's
cool.
wonderful.
I hit 100 in less than a week. I want to say
Wow.
probably 6 days. You know what I'm saying? So that's almost a week. So it was just a blessing. I'm like, oh man, what just having
And
y'all.
plus, you talk to the heavyweight champion of the world.
yeah,
That's
hey.
right, man.
And the rematch coming on too. So,
Oh yeah, it is, man. It is.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you know that story too, man. I mean, but yeah, only on the Fighter's Voice,
Only on
man.
the Fighter's Voice.
There,
man.
where's that fight going to that fight's
Oh
going to
my
be where
gosh.
now?
I think
It's
so.
out of country.
Yeah, out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Third
Dubai.
World Cup. Yes.
It's in Dubai.
Yes.
I'm like,
Hey,
that's a
man.
really different spot to have that fight.
Well,
That was-
they probably might have it in the same spot where Khabib and them fight because they building a new stadium.
That's right, because
Yeah.
Poirier and Khabib were
Khabib,
fighting
yeah.
in like 2 or 3 weeks.
On the 7th of September.
Yeah.
And they building a new stadium. Well, I think the stadium is done, but they have to have it
All I
in
can
that
say is it
stadium.
must be nice.
It must be nice.
I mean, Eddie
Money
Hearn's
to
running the
blow.
show. Eddie Hearn is running the show.
But I mean, dude, speaking of weird stuff though, do you see that thing about BJ?
Yes.
Dude, did you see that?
You're like 2-0 in the streets right now.
Not really,
man.
man, because he got cracked and dropped
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Straight up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, the same dude. And I'm just piecing it together because it's still kind of up in the air. But apparently, the dude, BJ told the guy to hit him, and the dude cracked him and dropped him, and then they ran into each other later.
Oh.
And BJ like got his gots. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Shit's different in Hawaii.
Well,
Like they
you
don't
know
mess
what?
around.
I think certain athletes, and I know it's probably far fetched, but they should be given like counseling later on what to do because some can't handle not seeing the limelight. I'm not saying that's the case,
Yeah.
but that's beyond with any athlete. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you hit depression, you hit a lot of things, and I'm not saying that's the case, but
But it's
definitely a
just- yeah,
candidate
it's
of something.
Something like that. Something to get that venting out and stuff because there's
Absolutely.
it's realistically, I think the best person to sit down with that would be, as far as an ambassador, would be Chuck Liddell.
There you
Just
go.
for
I was
the
about to say
fact that he is the guy that like the sport and him were just like one at one point. So like when he removed himself from it, he'd be the best guy to talk to about like what do you do after? Like how do you deal with that stuff? I mean, he's still pretty out there and famous and stuff, but as far as not fighting anymore, you
Yeah.
know,
And that's
but,
all he knows.
But BJ's got a fight coming up too, man. That's weird.
There's a documentary, Miguel Cotto from Puerto Rico, and he's sitting there and defeated, and his wife is saying why, and so he said, "This is all I know."
Yeah, I saw that video. That's heartbreaking, dude. I
He
saw that,
said,
man.
This is all I know.
Yeah, she was like, "You break my heart," and he was like,
yeah.
"What am I gonna do? This is
Yeah.
all I." And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is they get so, some guys take it so.
That footage,
serious.
that content was captured because every
Yeah.
fighter. He spoke for every fighter out there.
Yeah, because everybody that pours their heart into
Yeah.
it, pours their life into it, misses their kids, misses their
Mm-hmm.
family. Like to hear that, it's just such a true thing to hear. That it's like some guys don't. I did it for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, at some point, if I didn't have the career I went into after, if I didn't go to like the casino industry right away, I probably would have been sitting around and going, well, who am I? Who am I now? Like I spent a third of my adult life fighting for a living. Like, what do I do now? Like, who am I? How do you define yourself after that? Is like, what skill sets do you have? Oh, it's funny in job interviews. It's like, oh, it says you worked here for 7 years and then we don't have anything after. Like, did you not work? And I'm like, no, I fought for a living for 10 years.
You know what? You're probably going to say, okay, one of these years, they're going to say, oh, you used to fight MMA? Mm-hmm. Now that you go, oh, yeah, but I got my book out right here. I got this fitness program right here, and now I'm doing this. Yeah, back in the day, I used to, but, you know, I got my new movie coming out. I mean, sky's the limit with you because you're so talented and you're going out there and making options for yourself.
Yeah, because, like, one of my things growing up, don't never let nobody tell you that you couldn't do nothing, you know?
That's right.
Like, that's one of my things. Like, who are you to tell me what I can do? You know what I'm saying? So I just try different things, you know what I'm saying? And, like, when it come down to this correction officer stuff, that's my goal right there. You know, I want to have that. Fighting will still be in my life, but what's going to happen when I retire? You know what I'm saying? So I have to have that backup plan.
Yeah.
Correctional officer. I love fighting.
See, Cole loves hearing that because there's a lot of fighters say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And Cole always uses the example, well, anybody's knee can get blown out any given time.
It can.
And it can even happen when you're not even in the cage.
And trust me, because my training craps, oh my God, they deadly. Like
Yeah.
my training, every fight I have, I'm never 100%. I'm never 100%.
If you ever go into a fight 100%, you didn't train hard
You
enough.
didn't do nothing right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all my fights I was injured. All my fights. So it tells me, like, nah, once you get older, your body going to start breaking down
Oh, God,
slowly.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is I have to have a career. Correction officer.
Yeah.
They have a nice benefits, you know, good insurance. You know what I'm saying? I can help my future with my family, my future wife. My beautiful girlfriend, you know, is out there right now.
Okay, that's right.
But, you know, just I think for my future, you know what I'm saying? I think what can really happen in this sport. It's a dangerous sport.
Well, not only
Today.
that, you being there, the conversations you're going to have with these guys or girls that are on the other side of the bars, your words are going to be strong for them. You're going to make an impact with those guys or girls. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you decide to work.
Yeah.
Not only that, and I know it's not a lot of conversation, but just the way you handle yourself and carry yourself, you know, you're going to make an impact because you're doing it now.
Oh, yeah, and especially, like, at the new gym right now, we having kids kickboxing classes. I'm the coach, you know.
That's right.
And one of my main thing is to have them, you know, to be good in the gym.
Yeah.
But the main goal is to be good outside of the gym, be great outside of the gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to say good. I want to say be great outside of the gym.
Character,
you know? Characters,
lead by example.
discipline.
What's the name of your gym and how can we join?
It's oh man, I want to talk to y'all about that as well. But the name of the gym is Tri-City MMA.
Okay.
And we have the kids wrestling, Kalinga Roughnecks.
Okay.
They there as well. So my thing was hopefully on the grand opening,
Yeah.
y'all can come out, probably, you know, just kick it with us. And this one of my other sponsors out there is a town restaurant called Salty Pickle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully after I defend the belt, winning, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just come out there, come grab a burger or whatever and
Yeah.
just kick it and have
like
a
burgers.
podcast, you know. And
We do a
Salty
little satellite from the gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And Salty Pickle, oh
We'll
man,
make that happen.
It's the only spot. That's the only restaurant. It's named Salty Pickle
Well, where's this located at?
in Kalinga, California.
Okay.
Yeah, so best burgers.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man, I love it. The classic burger. You got your avocado in the
That's
burger.
right.
Oh
Man, I
man,
don't know.
with the
Fat
bacon.
Jacks on Shaw is pretty good.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
no, y'all. You gotta
Tested.
You gotta try this Salty Pickle. They sponsor me, you know, and that's one of my other sponsors. And my other sponsors, the Fitness Lab out there in Kalinga, small
Okay.
town thing. I'm
Yeah.
getting my small town business going on, so they support me big. But one of my other ones, like right now, is the Humble Muscle. They
I like
sponsor
that.
me. They love me. So
What's Humble Muscle?
Humble Muscle, it's just like a clothing line for like working out and stuff and everything. So they have nothing but I believe I'm the first MMA fighter that they have. So
Okay.
they
There you
treat me
go.
kind of well. So
I imagine they deal with a lot of power lifters, competitive
all
weightlifters
powerlifters
and stuff. Yeah.
If you check their Instagram out at Humble Muscle, it's nothing but fitness. They posted me up as an MMA fighter and everything.
That's right.
So,
Nah, that's a good market to be. Clothing brands are always good to attach yourself to. They're always good
yeah.
because they can cross promote.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. If it's used right, utilized in the right way, man, sky's the limit on that.
Are you working with your own meal prepping, or are you working with anybody specifically?
My own meal prepper, me and my coach. We're gonna do a YouTube video on that as well.
Yeah.
One of these days.
I tried meal prepping once, but the pizza and the beer just wouldn't fit like in it. It was the Tupperware was so small.
It's a
man.
it's a mad thing, I swear, because I make sure that I leave a lot of bread. I love bread. I love bread. I try
Carbs,
to,
man.
Yeah, I know. And I try to cut it out, but I try to replace it with like sweet potato and rice. You know what I'm saying, for my carbs. So I gotta have carbs.
Yeah.
My chicken. My
Plus, you got to
broccoli.
mix it up. It can get you meal prep. You kind of get in
can
this.
get
You're eating
boring.
the same thing for a while, and it's hard because you got to make it and you got to eat it in a certain time, or it
Yeah.
goes bad. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be eating the same thing 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
So you got to make like 2 or 3 different ones and kind of vary it out.
You know, I was just talking to yesterday's guest, Gabriel Flores Sr., and I was talking about because he cooks for his son, Gabriel Flores Jr., Stockton's own undefeated
Boxer,
top-ranked prospect. And I said, you meal prep? He's not Rich, because I got to do it fresh. And a lot of times we'll go out of town to spar or something. I may not even eat it. So whenever they get home, he meal preps, but that day, if that makes any sense. He'll go maybe one day in advance.
No, I know,
But other than
I know
that-
what you mean, because my girlfriend, she loved to have her meals fresh. And like I said, she's a big help when it comes down to my fighting camps. You know what I'm saying? Everything she cooks is fresh, especially her breakfast. I love her breakfast. Even her dinner as well. Everything that she does, I love it.
Who's this?
My girlfriend, you know, she's out there. She just chilling.
She's gonna make you get on one knee one day, huh? That's what's
yeah.
up. Hey, you got a
Okay.
woman that could cook and got your back. I mean, it's all. Hey, man.
No, yeah,
what else you
they're-
looking for?
they're
You
rare.
know what I'm saying? Not saying you are, but you got some guys here, man. Bro, life can be greedy. Don't be part of the greediness, man.
Yeah.
Take the blessing in front of you.
You got to do with what's happy, what makes
Absolutely,
you
man.
happy, what makes
hey,
you
man,
healthy.
if she can make you smile and laugh at your corny jokes, she's a keeper, man.
No, yeah, she's like you were just saying about the fresh cooking food and stuff. She does that. She loves her
That's good.
food fresh. She don't like the meal prepping thing, like storing up the food.
Yeah,
in the
it
refrigerator.
doesn't taste as fresh when it's been sitting in the fridge or something for a day. Even though it's good and it's a meal ready to go,
Yeah.
it just nothing's as good as fresh hot chicken, fresh hot vegetables. Like my daughter's gonna make tacos tonight. I can't wait for that.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, when she made me grab some taco meat, like not ground beef or anything, like actual like taco meat, and she was like, "Well, we're gonna make tacos," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
There you go.
When I get home, I would love to have some
argument there.
tacos.
No,
No, I
argument
can't.
there.
When she loves to cook, I don't mind when my daughter loves to cook. She loves cooking. I don't care. If it takes me off the kitchen for a day, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I just got to clarify something real quick. Okay, I'm just rocking the hat. Okay, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm just saying because they beat my Dodgers.
Oh.
Right, 2 out of 3. I am a Dodger fan right here, man. So don't give me any beef right there. It was too good of a steal, man.
I was gonna say that's a nice. It's got that mirror image inside of it and stuff. That's
yeah,
pretty.
just
I
gotta
mean, you're
throw
gonna
it
get
out
some
there,
shit
man.
for it anyway.
No, hey, it is
Some
what it
some
is,
Dodgers
man.
fans gonna be like, dude, you're no longer a Dodger fan.
Yeah, yeah. But, me and Richie did have Jeter jerseys, though. I mean,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's Mr. Baseball. You cannot
Yeah.
ignore him. So,
Can't.
being that said, yeah.
Speaking of ignoring stuff, who's been ignoring things lately is the word retired. Everyone seems to ignore the definition of the word retired. I don't know if it's something in the water or people are getting bored or the promoters are just going,
Yeah.
look, dude, we're short good
Yeah.
fighters. We need fighters. But like Rumble Johnson,
Yeah.
apparently he's going to come
That's
back
right.
next
Yeah,
year.
you were talking about
Yeah, he's
that.
going to come back next year in heavyweight.
Yes, I mean, he looks fitted. I mean,
yeah.
just
Well, he's
broad.
a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. So heavyweight, I'm not, because he was doing welterweight, I believe.
No, light heavyweight.
Was it light heavyweight?
He
Okay.
He started off.
Started
Yeah,
off
yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And he actually moved up because he kept missing weight.
Couldn't
Yeah,
make
and they
weight.
cut
So
him.
That's
yeah,
why my man knows his MMA.
They
here.
cut him, and then he came back at
That's
light
right.
heavyweight, did his thing, and
maybe he was having a hard time making light heavy and felt,
I just
felt
wanted
good.
to see that him and Jones fight. It never happened.
it never happened.
No.
Only way
I'd
it
see
can
that.
happen if Jones go up to heavyweight. That's the only way.
I think Jones
Yeah.
would do great at heavyweight, to be honest with you.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think it'd be too big of a discrepancy for him to do it. It's just that he's just such a lanky guy
Mm-hmm.
at light heavyweight that when you go up, you start bulking. Like you take the first Conor
nobody
fight.
can touch at my light heavyweight though. He's just running
Yeah,
through it, man.
he's gonna get bored,
He's like the
man.
fighter's voice, just knocking out the competition.
Yeah, he's probably getting bored, but they're just trying
Yeah.
to throw everybody they can at him now.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, the last guy they threw at him,
Yeah,
he looked a little human.
yeah.
So maybe he
A
might
little
want to stick
bored.
around that weight
Yeah.
class for a little
Yeah.
while. You know,
He looked a little human. I like that.
Yeah.
well, because he did. Because like I said, if he hadn't blown out his knee,
Oh.
that dude would have had a really good shot at being the first to finish
In
him.
this sport, no one's exempt.
No one's exempt. Yeah, even Superman had a kryptonite bullet. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, he had two. It was Kryptonite and Lois Lane, of course.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. That's true. That was his kryptonite. He was constantly, they followed that in the movies a little bit. They pointed out the fact that like he would make decisions to go certain places if it meant protecting her.
Yeah.
And it's just like that starts to get your biasness starts to get into play, and that's why they asked the question: is he doing what he should, or is he doing what he needs to? And those were two. That was one of the things that they tried to bring across in those movies was how he was Superman, but he was human in that aspect that like he attached himself to someone that now kind of dictated what he did, because he would go there, you know, and
Well-
to save her. And what happened if something else happened that they needed him
See,
for?
Clark Kent was jealous of Superman because Clark Kent wanted Lois
Yeah,
Lane, but
dude,
Superman
that
already
was the
took care of
weirdest
that.
thing I ever thought. Is how you be jealous of yourself. It's like she wants you, but she doesn't want you.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so weird. Like for a person that'd be like, well, now hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't tell her that's me, but she. That's such a bad spot to be in.
I'm a Marvel fan, so what you're saying is she was in love with Superman, but not with
With Clark Kent, yeah.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
okay, like Mary Jane. Like if she didn't know who Peter Parker was, she loved Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, okay.
But Peter Parker's just a geek to her.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which unfortunately, rest his soul, we're never gonna get another Spider-Man in the MCU. But it's
Oh,
whatever,
man.
dude.
Aren't
I
they
could-
talking about a deal with it though?
They
Like,
were,
still
and then like
talk-
the next day it fell apart, and
What
they
I'm
literally
hearing-
said he's
what
out.
I'm hearing though, they talking under the rug still.
The-
So I'm holding my breath for that one.
At the
I
last
need
convention
that.
in Phoenix, there was a Comic-Con. Kevin Feige and Tom Holland were both told to avoid specific questions, and the press that was going to ask them was told to avoid specific questions because they didn't want. They're still negotiating.
Yeah.
But the last I heard, Spider-Man is out of the MCU. I know it's not Fight Talk, guys, but he's out of the MCU, which is the Marvel.
Yeah, it is. He's
continuity
fighting
universe.
crime, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, Sony's got their head up their ass. They're like, oh, we did a good Venom movie. We could do Spider-Man just as good. No, you can't.
no.
You can't. That's just, you got lucky with Venom because the story, the actor Tom Hardy played a huge pivotal role in playing that character. He made Venom awesome.
Definitely.
And they just don't have any other characters.
They don't have the
Like
tools,
when they
no.
brought Spider-Man into the MCU, he wasn't just Spider-Man. It was, we're going to bring you in Civil War. We're going to introduce you with a whole cascade of other actors. And then Iron Man was in his first movie.
And they
I
did-
mean, they can't do that. They'd have to go balls to the walls, and they have no setup.
Robert
they have
Downey
nothing.
Jr. talking about reinventing himself,
Man.
Oh
turning
dude.
a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
He was less than zero, literally.
He was a very negative role model, and something clicked, and he just decided one day, I don't want to die this way.
Yeah.
You know, there was a guy that did an interview with him promoting, I think, one of the Avenger movies or something, and the guy goofed it. The guy had the perfect opportunity to make it a learning point, and you know, he just came to the guy who's like, "Oh, let's talk about your drugs and jail time and this and that," and Robert's like, "Is this guy serious? How much time left on the clock? Like, is this what you want to ask?" Like, if he had just approached and said, "Hey, I want to take this opportunity to show the example of what you've
Yes.
become given your past. Do you mind if we talk about
Exactly
that? Because I feel it's a good point to tell them where you came from to who you are now for
Yes.
those watching who might be questioning their choices in life." Like, that would have been the opportunity to
Exactly.
do it, not just, let's talk about your drugs in jail, Robert. What was that like? Do you still think that bothers you today? That'd be like that guy, that Mike Tyson time where that guy's like, oh, you know,
Exactly.
talk about this. Mike Tyson like, I'm going to fuck you
well,
up.
I'll tell you a quick story. When Daniel Cormier was at Seymour Center, Bellator, and he just got to that pushing and shoving match with
Jones
Jones
at the Vegas.
So some freaking idiot asked him about Las Vegas. He goes, "That's it. It's PR." Goes, "No more interviews."
Yeah, you're asking the wrong
And I
questions.
said, "Look, all I want is 30 seconds." I go, "I'm not that guy." And he goes, "Okay, come on. I don't want to hear no Vegas questions."
Yeah,
I go,
don't
"That's
ask me
not
about that
me."
dum-dum.
Anyways, we turned it around and said, "Hey, is it time to break bones?" So he goes, "Well, I'm hoping so." And that full of that energy.
Yeah, you
But
wanna talk
see,
to him about what's
It's
happening.
the idiot that tries to mess it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier is a cool guy because
No, he is.
I went out there to Reno. It's a tournament, you
Yeah.
know, for the kids, and he was there. Him and Ed Roof, they was there.
Wrestling tournament, I imagine?
Wrestling
Yeah.
tournament, yeah, and cool guy taking
Yeah.
pictures with all the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna be a fanboy because I'm like, nah.
Man, always
I
take
didn't
the
wanna-
opportunity to be a
I didn't
fanboy.
want to be a fanboy. I was like, oh man, that's Daniel Cormier. That's the champ. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
That's
go
the
shake his hand, man.
I wanted to shake his hand, but I'm like, man, but he seemed like a cool, humble dude. He for the kids. You know what I'm
No,
saying? He's definitely for the kids.
He's definitely for the kids.
And that's a role model that like I kind of look up to. Like, man,
Mm-hmm.
if like I want to do something like that for the kids. It's always about the kids. You know,
It
because
would
they
be
have
a
to have a
shame
role
to
model.
see him walk away from the sport at this point. Like, I know that's on his mind right now. But it'd be
I
a shame
think
to see him do
I would
that.
love to have him say, "Look, this is my last fight. Win, lose, or draw." That trilogy. Just make it happen and just tell everybody. He gets to
Yeah.
thank everybody leading up to it, so they get to capture that fight.
The Stipe rubber match?
Yeah, just do it.
That I could get behind.
Yeah,
I'm
just do it.
a full
Like
full
Nike.
supporter of that now. If
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, we're gonna make this fight," and I'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense now."
Yeah.
He's living great. He's 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got a ESPYs.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he just
saying?
did an ESPN
And he's
award.
on
Absolutely.
And he's on that TV show on ESPN where he's like breaking down all the fighters. I
Oh
can't-
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
He's on that as well.
Yeah.
So
No, he's a good commentator.
Yeah,
No, he's great.
When he was
analysis.
when he was with Fox, he was the lead commentator.
yeah, and he's great. Like he can still fight. He still had it in him, but when you hit that age, 40, you know what I'm saying? He looked good with the
You know what I'm saying? You're
Stipe.
making me nervous. Dude. I'll be 38 this week. You make me nervous.
He
man.
was dictating the fight once it was on the ground, and
Yeah.
his strengths, he didn't utilize his strengths by just getting in close and taking him to the ground. He gave him proper distance to load up on that body shot and commit to it. Like
Kept
a
going,
Julio
kept
Cesar
going.
Chavez, and just he even threw that hip and just to commit to it. Didn't try to counter the right or anything. I think he just got tired or something.
Tired. He was tired.
I don't think
Tired or bored.
No, I wouldn't say bored. Tired, more like it. Not that they didn't expect to go all five because they train with the assumption that it will.
He
but,
stood there going toe to toe,
Yeah.
and he is a wrestler.
and that's
I don't
the
understand that.
equation right there. Is he's a wrestler. All that juice got burnt out in those arms, man. You start swinging them heavy
Yeah.
arms after a while. Round 3 goes by. Now it's round 4. Those body shots when
Those
you're breathing
were
in and
wicked.
out.
Add up.
Probably will have to be the most vicious body shots in UFC
And you
he
could see it.
set up the right
he was
hand.
digging.
Yeah,
like,
He committed to it.
He
that
dropped that
last one,
arm.
the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one, he
Caught
dug
him.
up in it, and DC kind of
DC
like
dropped his
bent.
elbow down, looked like,
bent.
like
I'm
that hurts,
"Aw,
man."
DC.
And that's-
I felt those, dude. I've been hitting the liver a couple times in a fight, and then the last one hits, and you hear Joe Rogan going, "Oh, that one hurt him. That one hurt him," because all of a sudden you take a step back and you
Well,
drop your
I
elbow.
wouldn't necessarily agree with that statement, Cole, because I wish we had it and we could pull it up right here. Cole Escovedo actually got kicked in the ball bag,
Yeah.
right?
I
saw that.
They
Yeah.
tried to give him his 5 minutes. He goes, "Nah, I'm good. I'm straight." He goes, "Nah, nah."
Tie cuffs, man.
No,
That's
no.
why, dude. Every time I see dudes get kicked in the
You
junk
said
and they go,
it's
hold
on. Oh,
I never
boom,
get- I don't
drop,
get it.
dude, man. I wanted to see the rest of that video,
That was
man.
like a bull. Like if you know
Yeah.
a bull, like they grab by the nuts or whatever,
Yeah.
and they just go start charging.
Yeah.
That was one of your moments right
Yeah,
there. You
yeah.
turned
sounds
your savage
good.
up. Yeah.
I mean, it hurts for a second, but it's like I've never been, and I've been kicked in the junk a couple times in a fight, but it's like I have a steel cup, so when I see guys get hit and they go, oh, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, have you
I like
never
the way
been
you
kicked
waved.
in the
I
junk?
like the way you waved him off. You no.
Yeah,
Boom.
Herb Dean's
but
like,
you,
all
but you
right.
never looked at him. You were on your prey.
Oh, hell yeah. I was just get out of the way,
Boom.
Dean.
He didn't expect the kick. He
That
threw a
was kills,
combination.
though.
The one and then that big left. Right
And he knew he fucked up too, because you
Oh,
see him. He's
yeah.
like, "Oh,
He
I'm
had the-
sorry."
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he knew
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You fucked up."
Nah,
bro.
you got an
Kick
ass
the
kick
junk, dude.
coming. You
Yeah.
got an ass kick coming.
Just
It's
turned the
coming.
savage up, yeah.
That's right, man. I like that. I like you commentated on it too.
I did. I like that because like he just turned to savage up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I believe that the guy that hit you in your nuts, he tried to pull a veteran move because he was tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hit him in the nuts, and he didn't know that he was gonna turn.
And he was known for
up.
doing it too. He's
Yeah.
known for nut shotting people.
So you know, so he turned to savage up. Now Herb Dean, watch out. Let me
Yeah,
go and handle my
exactly.
business.
I got this, man.
Herb's good piece, man. Me and Herb go way back. He saved my ass. He saved my ass before against Pulver. He saved me before. Like
Move,
he
Cole.
saved.
Move, Cole.
Well, I got dropped, and I just looked like a car victim. I was just trying to grab the rope to get up, and Jens just looks at him, looks at Herb, and goes, and starts coming in for another one. Herb's like, okay, that's it. And he knew I was, because I started to get up again. Like, nah, I'm good, but. You could tell I was not in the driver's
hey,
seat.
So I appreciate that
I
stoppage.
believe he's a good a ref because he was getting a lot of stuff from that Ben Askren fight and
Yeah.
And,
The Robbie Lawler
Robbie
Askren
Lawler,
fight.
yeah.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
that's Lawler's. I mean, at the end of the day, Lawler knows that was his bad. When you pull a move like that, where you just try to because he was trying to bait Askren into loosening up and thinking that he choked him out and move on to something
Yeah.
else. But when you do that, man, you're just running that fine line of.
It is a fine line. You stopped it too soon. You stopped it too late.
It's so
Yep.
hard for the referees though, cause like, oh, you stopped it too early. Oh, you stopped it too late. Like, when is the right time to stop?
Richard
a fight?
Steele would get a lot of grief doing that, and that's in boxing. They'd always say you stopped the fight too soon. And now what's happening in the sport, I don't think anybody disagrees, because back in the day, there was a lot. What you have is a chief second. When you have those guys looking over at the fighter with those guys with suits, they're making sure that you're not tearing the gloves or you're not doing anything you shouldn't do. And they became. They were sanctioned after the Aaron Pryor Alexis Arguello fight, the famous, hey, give me the bottle, the one that I mixed. And he says that on there. So now that's why they're there. Long story short, you can never be moving it. You always got to be safe. That's what it comes down to, man. I mean, I appreciate that you have that spirit and you wanted to go on, man, but I can't let you take these punches. Plain and simple, period. And what you said, it's hard for a referee
It is.
because he has to come in and you got two different training camps. I got to save your life and I got to save this sport and I got to entertain the fans, but not at a fighter's expense getting his ass kicked.
And that's sometimes they let it go too far where a lot of us are going, I don't know. But at the same time, he might have saw the guy and his eyes might have looked
Yeah.
okay. Like he might have been looking around versus just looking. He might have been looking at the guy like trying to defend himself.
Everybody's okay after they stopped the fight and said, okay, then no,
Yeah.
I'm okay, look, man. But no,
I've been guilty
you
of
had
it
that
too.
you had that look that no. Like, please stop it.
I've had a ref before. I questioned him later. I'm like, dude, why did you stop that? Like, he dropped me, but I was right back up and I pulled guard on him and was moving. He goes, go watch the film and then come talk to me. He goes, we can argue about it if you want later, but first go watch it. And I went and watched it, and what I didn't know is I got dropped, I got up, and then I got dropped again, and that's when he came in, and I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. At that point, I didn't even know I got dropped the first time because it just happened like that, and I just came up swinging. And then the second time, I was like, I was aware, but he's like, dude, that was the second time you got dropped.
I like the adjustment you made in one of your fights. And I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yeah.
When he was trying to load up on you, and you noticed that, so when he tried to close the disc with you, what did you do? You went and you dipped him.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
And then he went back. Now I'm going to throw hands on you, but I already softened you up. But the way you made that adjustment and was able to adapt.
Yeah, like my plan with that fight was, let me test your hands out. Because when I was
I
watching
remember that.
when I was watching his films, I'm like, I never saw you use your hands.
Right.
I saw you kick or whatever, but now I'm finna take you to this water, the deep water, and I'm gonna drown you. Let me see what your hands do. Like, I'm not scared when I'm in that cage. I train where I got the best coach in the valley because we train with the best people in the valley. We got St. Louis Obispo, the Pit, and we got Hanford Valley Fight Club.
Yeah.
Some dogs, you know what I'm saying? So,
Is John still heavily active in the pit?
oh yeah, yeah. He got some. Matter of fact, he got one of the guys that's fighting for Bellator on the same card as Albert.
Al? Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So his name Isaiah Rocha. I forgot his last
Rocha?
name. Rocha. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, I trained with them. So when I was in that fight, I'm like, I'm finna test you. Let's do it. So I knew he had wrestling, but where's your hands? I knew my hands was better than his, so my wrestling was way better than his, and you saw the outcome at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I was confident.
And you still had energy after that third round, after the last round.
I could have probably went 5.
No, I know you were. That was that energy. You were actually just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
So how many more you think you're going to take before you start eyeballing a pro contract?
Man, I don't want to talk too soon.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make you knock on wood, but like at some point you have to go, man, okay, so at some point you hit a ceiling in a sport. Like with the amateurs, once you start winning a belt or two and you defended it, where else is there to go? What's the next thing to do? Fucking start getting paid. That's the next thing to do. Because you may lose your next amateur fight, you may win it. But why not make that next one that you could win or lose a paid fight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to rush. I'm just saying is after a while, it's like you got to say, okay, there's only so much you can do in the amateur circuit before you gotta push yourself and through that fear wall kind of. Remember, the competition isn't going to change. If you're going to womp on some dudes, you're going to womp on some dudes. You might as well be getting paid for it by now because they're either going to be an amateur beast. Like I've known guys that are like 11-0 and they're amateur, and it's like, Jesus Christ, you're an amateur still?
Yeah.
Why are you fighting an amateur first off? And second off, I feel sorry for my guy now. But you got to just remember, you can only do so much. That's like with some sports. If you're winning on the farm circuit and you're like maybe not taking that phone call, you need to almost reevaluate where do you want to go. Do you want to continue fighting? I'm not pointing out you. I'm just saying some guys they'll never go to the UFC because they feel it's too big of a jump.
Yeah, but I had made a post like a couple weeks ago. I received some great news, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just wait.
And there's
You know,
nothing wrong with
hopefully
being patient.
there's
You
nothing
want to
wrong
make
with
sure
that.
you make the right decision that's best for everybody involved.
Because I want y'all to know. I want everybody to know. You know what I'm saying? I talked about it a little bit in my YouTube video, but I didn't like tell everybody what's really going on because I don't want to speak too fast. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to look past your upcoming opponent next month, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to make sure that you have a long-term view of what do I do next.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm going to beat this guy, and you have to treat every fight like that. Even if you're already in the pros, it's like I'm going to beat this guy. Then what do I do? What do I do with that win?
Yeah.
That's how you have to look at it, and then you just got to go out there and you got to make sure that first thing on the checklist. Get that fucking W. And what's next on the checklist? How do we build on that?
And the thing about my team, though, my coaches and stuff, we got everything lined up. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
It's coming. Like when it came down to me winning the belt, that plan was checked off. Perfect. When it came down to trying to get in the new gym, that was checked off because we started off in the garage. Started off at this little.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, we started off at the garage. We started off at this little spot. You know what I'm saying? Now we had a beautiful one. You know what I'm saying? So my coach and the team, we checked them lists off. And now everything is just coming to reality right now. So I believe in my team. I believe in my coach. And
It sounds like they've got your best interest.
Oh,
in
yeah, they
mind.
do.
You got any
definitely
shirts?
do.
You got any shirts coming out or anything?
you know what? I was talking about making some shirts.
Okay,
I'm
good.
right now at this mode right now. I'm really focusing on fighting.
There you
I'm
go.
really focusing on fighting.
Delegate it. Delegate
know
it
what
to
I'm saying?
someone. You got to
Yeah.
get them a shirt. Like I was telling Big Al, every ticket you sell should have a T-shirt with it. You want that visual representation in the crowd, so you can tell the promoter, "Hey, look over there. See all those
That's
shirts?
all me."
That's all me."
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to say, "Oh, I mean, the promoters are going to know," but when you can look at the crowd and you be like, even the commentators know sometimes. Like you'll look up in the crowd and be like, "Dude, there's a whole section up there with Enoch's on." Like that's the following you want, especially when you're out of town, when they travel. I've had guys like, I mean, I've only had a couple do it, but I had a really good friend. They flew all the way out to Colorado, flew themselves out to Vegas. Like those are people who support you. Like him and his buddy, they're just good friends. They flew out on their own dime to go out just to watch my fight. I was like, I'll get you tickets, and they're like, we'll go. We want to go and support you on this level of stage you've made it to. We want to support you on. So you just got to remember that. So you're selling tickets for this one, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah.
How can they get them? Where do they got to go?
Well, obviously, I'll be posting them up on Facebook and everything. So if anybody want to contact me on my next fight, it won't be this month. It won't be. I mean, it won't be next month.
No, the
but-
next one's out in September. When's your next
yeah,
one?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
They won't let me say. So
Oh no, I like that.
you know what I'm saying. So I'm cool. I'm respecting the rule or whatever. But once my next fight happen, and once I could like bring it out to the public, y'all definitely will see it. I will post it up, blast it everywhere. The tickets will be everywhere. Y'all already know, cause I like to, put on the show when I fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm just excited for everything. I'm excited for all my moves.
No, that's good. It sounds like you're doing really well, man. And these are the type of reports that we like.
Yeah, most
It
definitely.
definitely, man. I mean, because it motivates.
Yeah,
I'm getting motivated just listening to your
Man,
testimony, man.
and
Because it's all good.
Hopefully, I can rock one of these shirts in my YouTube videos. 'Cause,
Oh, that's right. You know
know,
what? I think I have one
I
in my
like
car
it.
because I have them in the truck, but I'll get you one. I actually had a medium.
Because
for you.
I help promote y'all as well. You know
Yeah,
what
well,
I'm saying?
well, I
Y'all promoting
appreciate
me,
that.
so I can definitely promote y'all as
Yeah.
well. So
No,
Nothing wrong
I'll
with a
make
little
sure.
Enoch sweat on a Fighter Voice shirt.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
most definitely.
It's like-
rocking
a
Thunder
baptism.
Fritchie all day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Drop
Yes,
some
sir.
dogs on somebody.
No, I like it. So before we let you go, though, so where can they follow you? And then where's your gym? That's the big one. Where's your
Yes, sir.
gym at?
Yes, sir. So y'all can definitely follow me on my Facebook. It's spelled ENOCH. Enoch. My last name Cottrell. MCCOTTRELL. Junior. JR. And you can follow me on Instagram at E_NOCK5. You can follow me. That's my Instagram as well. And definitely support my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons. Every time y'all hit the like buttons, it can branch out to the public. I can hopefully it can get out to whoever, a famous person, whoever. You know what I'm saying? It can just branch me out. So make sure y'all follow and subscribe my YouTube channel. It is Knock, N-O-C-K, The Humble Beast.
I like that.
And
So
hopefully
YouTube
everything-
/ Knock the Humble Beast.
Well, it's just all together. It's
Oh, okay.
Knock, space,
The Humble
The
Beast.
Humble, yeah, the
Gotcha,
Humble Beast
gotcha.
space, yeah.
And then where's your new facility at? So people that want to come check it
For
out.
the new facility, it is at Kalinga, California. I do not know the address, but I believe it's 121 Forest Avenue,
But it's called Tri-City.
Tri-City MMA, and beautiful gym. I'm gonna post a video because my coach, he don't want me to post a video up because we just now getting the bags for the gym. Matter of fact, he just put up the bag racks on the wall. And it's a beautiful gym. The gym is beautiful out. Like I said earlier, I want y'all to come to the gym.
We will.
I want y'all to come to my to the
Someone
South
just
Africa.
commented on it. It was Diana Ramirez. She said supersize it. And also JC Loma said, hey, hashtag the king is back. And so is Enoch. There you are. So I
most
like that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Appreciate
so
that.
Who's that? Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. I have to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of shooting something out here. Probably his own website or something. I'll get a hold of Kevin Smith
He
later.
got the bare knuckles.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does. So he got some love out there.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you taking
Appreciate
the
that.
time. We know
Yeah.
you're super busy right now, getting the gym going, getting your YouTubes and stuff going. We appreciate you coming out and just as soon as you can announce what you got next
Most definitely.
in the
Y'all got
Enoch
it.
Vision.
Y'all got it, man.
No,
swear.
I can't wait till later on when he says, "Hey, Rich, what's your address? Cole, what's your address? Because I got to send you guys some wedding invitations."
Oh,
man.
come on,
Blah,
man.
blah.
Come on.
Boom,
I
We're gonna make
y'all.
that happen
Chicken
right
or
there.
fish? What do you
Yeah,
want? Chicken or fish?
exactly. Yeah, chicken or fish. Exactly.
Nah, y'all most definitely.
Oh,
I'll
that's
definitely
what's up
keep in
right there.
contact.
Shoot, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I love hearing good reports like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people are just trying to ride your tails, and sometimes it just takes to take a step back and realize who's not riding your
Yeah.
tails, but who's trying to carry that for you. Who's carrying those tails behind you because they support you.
Absolutely.
You just got to have a vision for that. It's hard to
Yeah.
sift through the bullshit sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Because when money's involved, everybody wants a piece,
Yeah.
but sometimes you got to look at the people that were around and really know who was there when there wasn't no pieces to hand
you
out.
know who you want in your circle, but you know who you should accept in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different things. I mean, I everybody wants their cake and eat it too. You've been a homie, but I need you to be more than a homie. I need you to be a
of the
working
team.
person, exactly,
Yeah.
business-wise. I need you to hold your weight and then some. I need you
Mm-hmm.
to push. Everybody pushes, we're going to the top.
Pretty much.
Yep, that's
Takes
it.
more than one person to push that boulder up.
does.
Yeah. So anything in closing, Cole?
Man, that's it. There's not really much going on. The Contender Series for Dana White's really
Yeah.
been picking up. A couple guys have picked up some contracts on that. I like that he's doing that. They're giving guys a platform, and some of them might be getting used a little more than they
Yeah.
should. But
Yeah.
he's giving guys an opportunity versus just having those guys spend all their shelf life in the farm circuit. Like, there's a window there for them. You just got to be able to show up and perform.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man, is perform. That's it. Other than that, you've got Bigfoot and Gonzaga signed
Yeah.
for a bare knuckle fight.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big match. You're going to see that too.
Yeah.
Expect to see a lot of unsigned UFC and Bellator guys getting picked up by bare knuckle because A, it's probably paying okay because they've got a lot of money to toss around right
Yep.
now, and B, it's exposure in another sport. And those dudes love to bang.
Yeah.
Like Bigfoot and Gonzaga, you ain't got to worry about kicks or takedowns. Fucking sign them up, dude. That's all it is.
That's what you're gonna get,
You
man.
know, I'm still waiting to see
And-
some
and-
boxers get signed. I want to see that transition.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see it soon enough. Anything else, my man?
That's it, Jay. I just want everybody to support my YouTube channel and definitely support the Fighter's Voice. Thumbs up all the way over here.
That's right.
And yeah, just help me support, man. I'm just grinding. I'm just a young kid from Chicago.
Future
just trying to
entrepreneur,
make it.
baby. He gonna
Yeah.
make it. That's what I'm
So
talking
I'm just trying
about.
to make it and be great and try to get a young kids a person to look up to, because there's a lot of kids that's not influenced enough with people that's trying to be great. They trying
Yeah.
to see different ways of doing drugs or being a rapper or anything. You don't have to go in that route. You can be something better than that. You know, you can become a fighter. But I don't want to say you can be a fighter, but you can try out YouTube or go to college or do anything that's good for you and that will benefit you and your family. And that's one of my main things that I want to give to the kids. It's anything in this world that you can do, and never let nobody tell you that you cannot do that.
That stuff, when I hear that right there, man, I can see you going to the high schools and speaking later on, and that's in your future. I already see that, and you're going to be touching lives, man. Hey, The Fighter's Voice, I'm your host, Richard Ortiz. Thanks for joining in, man. Well, I want to thank our guest, Mr. Big Al Gonzalez, and now also Mr. Enoch. I don't want to chop up his last name, my man. I mean, he is just full of good news, and I respect when he wants to announce things and when he doesn't. But when he's ready to do it, he's going to come here and drop it here on The Fighter's Voice. Hey, as always, hey, we give you our all, we give you our best, and thank you for bringing us into your lives and letting us be your platform. It's a wrap here. Thumbs up for Richie.